Hey, what's up, guys? Zach Sikich here. I'm excited to bring to you my Awareness to Wellness webinar. We'll be talking about optimizing performance through understanding nutrition and really inspiring you guys to take action. Not just to learn about this stuff, but inspiring you to take action. So here we go. Here's a little bio about myself. I'm a husband, father, and entrepreneur. I played pro hockey for 3 years. I run multiple businesses. You can see these logos are companies that I've either created or I'm involved with. I live here in Woodbury, Minnesota. Here's a little picture of some of my family. My awesome wife, Jessica, and son, Henrik, who's 5 at the time of this recording, and Ilya is 3. And as you can see, family is absolutely first to me, and it's the number one reason why I work so hard. So over the course of the last 10 years, I've had an opportunity to train goalies at virtually every level all over the world. You can see here we're training goalies in Europe, like the Netherlands, Czech Republic, Sweden, Austria, Russia, even South Africa. So even in the States, like I said, we're based out of Minneapolis, but I have the opportunity to travel all over North America as well. We do camps in Seattle, in Chicago, in Alaska, all over the place. And even a couple of years ago, I've had the opportunity to win the Clark Cup, which is the championship of the United States Hockey League, Tier 1 junior hockey with the Sioux Falls Stampede. So I've had an opportunity to coach players and goalies at every level, and I've seen guys and girls invest tons of resources into improving their skills, right? They get the best training, they study game tape, they invest in equipment to increase their skills. But there's a variable that I've seen that is lacking at every level, and especially the younger levels, even all the way through high school, and it's nutrition, right? To me, nutrition is a mystery to many athletes. They're not quite sure how it all works, and there's so much information out there right now that a lot of it competes with each other and conflicts with each other. So my goal during this webinar here is to turn nutrition from mystery into a puzzle and really go through all the pieces and how they fit together, right? And to me, nutrition is very simple. And I learned this piece of information from my good friends named Dr. Warren Moore. And Dr. Moore told me that good nutrition is sufficient and it's pure. So what that means, sufficient meaning enough. We're going to talk about what do we need enough of, right? Like calories and macros and micros and all that, but also pure, being sourced from the right places and not and without any of the junk in it. So we're going to be talking about this, but I want you to keep this in perspective. If you forget everything else, just remember good nutrition is sufficient and pure, enough and only the right stuff. And in addition to the pieces of the puzzle and how they fit together, we're going to be going over a sample meal plan from some of our top athletes, as well as discussing what supplements our top athletes use and what we recommend and why. So over the next 15-20 minutes, we're going to be covering all this stuff for you guys with the goal of you taking action and really committing to great nutrition to fuel your performance. So here is my belief about nutrition, and we're going to illustrate it with a graphic in a little bit here. But as you can see, health is at the foundation of every activity, and nutrition is at the foundation of our health. I'll read it again just so you can just grasp this. So in my opinion, health is at the foundation of every activity, everything we do. If we're healthy, it's easier, it's better. And nutrition is a variable that we have 100% control of, and nutrition is at the foundation of our health. So here's what I mean. A little picture called the activity iceberg. So there's people watching us. Everything above the water you can see here is our activity. It's what we do. As you can see, people can be nurses, lawyers, doctors. We could be hockey players. We could also be math students, baseball players, brothers and sisters and friends. All of these activities are above the water, and people see us doing this stuff. All right? But now below the water, there's going to be 3 areas. And these are the things that people don't necessarily see. So our mental development, this is our education, self-development, going to school, learning about things. Our physical conditioning is whenever we're doing work, we're in the gym, we're performing any kind of exercise, any kind of physical labor, being in physical shape, all right, and having great mental conditioning is going to help any activity, right? And finally, as you may be able to guess, nutrition is at the foundation of this activity iceberg. So dominating in nutrition, really doing a great job with your nutrition, is going to help you in physical development and mental development. And all three of these areas are going to help any activity. That's why we're talking about nutrition here. So let's take a look at what health is. So to me, health is made up of our mental conditioning, our physical conditioning, and our nutrition. So if we're healthy, we're doing really well in those three areas. And as you can see, health is at the foundation of any activity. It's what's below the water. It's what people don't see. People just see the results of being healthy or the results of being unhealthy. So here's how we can get healthy. And looking at the pieces of this puzzle. So we're going to go through about 7 or 8 pieces. There may be more, but these are the ones that I'm really looking at. And I'm going to knock it out of the park here with this first one, really challenge conventional wisdom. And water. To me, water is the first piece of the puzzle, right? And it's free. I put it first because it's super important and it's absolutely free. It takes no financial investment to making sure you're getting enough water in your body. So for me, right when I wake up, I'm drinking water, and I'm not drinking when I'm thirsty. Listen, dogs drink when they're thirsty. Human beings, and specifically athletes that want to optimize performance, are drinking constantly. So that's me right here, actually. I'm drinking this water as we're speaking. Like I said, it's free, and if you're a young kid in elementary school, you're drinking 60 to 80 ounces of water. All right, junior high, 80 to 100. High school, 120 ounces of water a day. And to me, I'm going to grab this shaker right here. You can see this is 20 ounces. So a shaker bottle like this is 20 ounces. What I like to do is put, when I'm teaching people how to create a good habit, you're going to put 6 rubber bands on this. Every time you fill it up, all right, you're going to take a rubber band off, put it in your pocket. At the end of the day, if you're a high schooler, if you weigh over 120 pounds, you will have no rubber bands and you'll have 6 of these in your system. So pretty simple. I'm going to take a drink right now. Cheers. Next one, macronutrients. Macros are the star of the movie. Right? This is where calories come from. It's fats, proteins, and carbs. So you've probably heard this expression, food is fuel. Now, that's not wrong. I'm not going to say that's wrong. I'm going to say that's not completely the full story. Now, think of a movie. Now, the stars of the movie are the calories, the macronutrients. To me, food is information, right? We put stuff in our body and it tells our body what to do. There's tons of chemical reactions which involve hormones and all kinds of other things happening in our body. So to say food is fuel isn't completely accurate. We want to take a look at a little more of the picture here. So what are some of the other things that make up these pictures? I got to go back here. We got to cover what fat, proteins, and carbs. So fats, they're good for you when you get them from olive oil, avocados, nuts. They help our nervous system, all right? They're outstanding sources of energy as well. Protein, most people understand protein as coming from meat, which is a great source of protein. You can also get protein from various other sources like whey protein, casein protein, from dairy and yogurt. And carbohydrates are our number one source of energy. And to me, most people think of bread and pasta, like those starchy carbohydrates, which are sources of carbs. But you can also get carbs from places like vegetables, specifically like sweet potatoes, also rice. Long grain jasmine rice is an outstanding source of protein, outstanding source of carbohydrates, and it's gluten free. A lot of people talk about limiting gluten from their diet because gluten can cause inflammation in our systems. So if you're living that lifestyle, or if you're curious, I recommend eliminating wheat from your diet for a week or a couple weeks and seeing how you feel. Rice and potatoes and vegetables are a great source of carbohydrates that don't have gluten in it. All right, let's move on. So next, micronutrients. These are supporting casts of the movie that we talked about, that analogy. Now you can imagine how exciting movies are, right? There's things blowing up. There's many characters interacting with each other. If you just have the stars of the movie, which are the macronutrients, this movie wouldn't be very exciting. So micros are the supporting cast. These are our vitamins, minerals, the phytonutrients, and they really make up the raw ingredients of our chemical reactions in our body for our body's vital function. Right? So we need these micronutrients, and it's really challenging to get micronutrients from just your whole foods, like your fruits and vegetables, in my opinion, because the way farming it has happened over the last few years, the herbicides, the pesticides, a lot of other stuff. So the food isn't exactly the same as it used to be. All right. So in my opinion, we're gonna get a lot of our micronutrients from whole foods, but then we're also going to supplement, and we're going to be talking about that a little later here in the webinar. All right, next one, quality of food. This is huge, guys, absolutely huge. And just go right to the bottom there. Stay away from artificial colors and artificial sweeteners. So artificial sweeteners like sucralose can do just damage to our gut health. Sucralose is chlorinated sugar. It kills the good bacteria in our stomach when taken in large amounts over a course of time. That flora is responsible for producing 80% of our serotonin in our body, which helps us feel good when we do good things, and it also helps absorb nutrients from our food. So stay away from artificial sweeteners. If your supplements or if things that you're putting in your body have sucralose or aspartame or phenylene or any of these artificial sweeteners, stay away from them. Artificial colors can do a ton of damage to our nervous system, and so I highly recommend staying away from that. You want to be looking at grass-fed whey protein, grass-fed beef, cage-free chickens. You want to be looking from dairy products that are free of hormones and steroids and all these types of things. So quality food matters, right? Higher quality of food means a higher quality of life. All right, next one, supplements. All right, to me, supplements are a romance novel, and here's what I'm talking about, because everyone says you should be able to get all your nutrition from regular food, and it's a romantic idea here, guys. Let's not be romantic. Let's be real and understand that supplements add convenience to our and consistency. So when something's easier, it's easier to be consistent. So we can get protein from places like shakes, or we can have high quality vitamins and minerals, or we can get more BCAAs or all our electrolytes. We want to be using supplements, and that's my opinion. Let's not be romantic, let's be real, all right? But we're going to be talking about the quality of this stuff, and a little later we're going to be talking about what supplements I recommend, all right? Timing. When you put the food in your body is absolutely important. So leading up to an event, all right, what are you going to be eating? You know, when you have fat in your meal, it slows the digestive process. So anything before you're working out, I recommend not having fat before you work out, especially when you're lifting weights. You want to be loading up good carbohydrates in your system, because the night before and the day before, the stuff that we put in then is really going to be a lot of the fuel that we talked about earlier that your system's going to be using after an event. Very important here to get in simple sugars, all right? Also, it's very important to get in high quality protein immediately after. And again, staying away from fat in this post-workout range because it slows the digestion process. And post-workout, we want to get simple sugars, we want to get proteins which have branched chain amino acids in them into our system right away. And I want you guys to take a pause right now and really think what you do for your nutrition timing. Like, is it important to you? Have you thought about it? And you can certainly email me, which I'll have my information up at the end of the webinar. Email me your questions. I'd love to take your questions. So let's take a look at the next variable here. So food prep, all right? This is a big one. We see people carrying around, Tupperwares of rice and chicken and vegetables, which is great. I highly recommend this, especially if you're a high school athlete. Meal prep on Sunday night. Go to Sam's Club or Costco, get your chicken breast, get your rice, get your sweet potatoes, get your vegetables, cook it all up, put it in Tupperware, put it in your refrigerator, and then instead of eating the crap that you have at your school cafeteria, all right, bring your own food and eat that, all right? But it's not always convenient to do this. That's why, again, I feel supplementation is absolutely necessary, because a lot of times it's easier just to eat a bar or have a shake than it is to eat 5 or 6 whole food meals that are dense in nutrition. So that comes to that freshness, that storage, that heating and cooling. So there's a lot of challenges sometimes when it comes to meal prep. Again, if you're a high school athlete, I recommend prepping your meals, especially your lunches, so you can get some high quality nutrition in the middle of your day. But if you're not able to store it, if you don't have that freshness, we'll be looking at shakes and bars here in a little bit. Value. Another piece of the puzzle is, what do I have to give in order to get something? That cost is what I give, utility is what I get. All right? Are you emotionally attached to the money you have to spend for higher quality products and higher quality food sources? Or are you emotionally attached to the utility that you get from this stuff? And the question is, what have you experienced? Have you actually purchased high quality food versus low quality stuff? Have you seen a difference in your performance? Have you seen a difference in the way you feel? Or are you just thinking about, oh, that's going to cost $10, $15 more, or these cage-free eggs, or that grass-fed beef is going to cost more money? I highly, 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 highly recommend that you invest in your health, and you're going to spend a little more money. You're going to spend a little more time too, sometimes, in prepping this stuff if you're looking at whole food meals. All right? And I want you to trust me here, guys. Invest in your nutrition, because for the most part, what you pay for is what you're going to get. If you're looking at a huge tub of whey protein at Target or Costco, all right, for $18, let me tell you, it's probably not going to be the best stuff to put in your body. All right? If you're looking at, the beef that is 1 day from expiring at the grocery store, and you can save $10 on it, all right, let's take a look at this, guys. Let's invest in our health. Let's invest in our nutrition. It's going to pay huge dividends, and it's going to lead to more consistency, and that's what we all want. All right, so here's an example of these puzzle pieces being used in one of our athletes' conditioning, and one of his example of his daily nutrition. So waking up, 20 ounces of water. We recommend about 10-12 ounces of organic coffee. It's a great source of caffeine. 80 to 100 milligrams of caffeine has shown across the board to improve performance and alertness. We don't want to be taking too much. And then a quality pre-workout. Again, pre-workout, hot button issue. Tons and tons and tons of crap out there. And there's a few good things out there. So we're going to be talking a little later about what to look for in a pre-workout. Post-workout, you got to get your branched chain amino acids in. All right, these are the building blocks of protein that really help the recovery process. And you can do this through a protein shake. We also love adaptogenic herbs that really help our central nervous system, and they help our body recover. All right, mid-meal or mid-morning, eggs. They're the perfect food, guys. Eggs. 3 scrambled eggs. You can add some more egg whites if you want to get a little more protein. Super high level of bioavailability. So what that means is when you take in protein and it's got a high bioavailability like eggs, your body digests a lot more out of it. So we're looking for highly bioavailable sources of protein like eggs. Ezekiel bread is a sprouted grain bread. That's absolutely awesome. Check out like Super Target, Whole Foods, Kowalski's Lunds if you're here in Minnesota. But Ezekiel bread is great. And then natural peanut butter. Natural peanut butter, in my opinion, is great because it usually has a lot less sugar, and it's going to have only good fats. And a good way to tell if it's good for you is if it says peanuts in it and maybe a little salt. You don't need a bunch of other things in your peanut butter like sugar and all this other stuff. So we're not saying sugar is necessarily bad for you, but we don't need to get it in unnecessary places. All right. Now, meal 3, protein shake with greens. All right. Everyone, in my opinion, that's an athlete or looking to optimize your health should be taking a greens supplement to get those phytonutrients and those vitamins and minerals that we may not be getting from our leafy green vegetables. So another protein shake here with greens. This guy's taking oatmeal with protein powder and berry and chia seeds. Chia seeds are such a great source of energy, healthy source of fat. Berries are a great fruit, like raspberries, blackberries. Really dark fruits and vegetables are great for us. Oatmeal, again here. My dad used to say, Look at a horse. A horse is all muscle, and what does it eat? Oats. So I'm partial to oatmeal just because my dad was a big believer in it, and he told me that ever since I was about 5 years old. So oats. Or you could have, these are all examples. You're not going to eat all three of these things at once. At the bottom, you could do a couple sweet potatoes, some veggies, and chicken breasts. Now, to me, that's like a standard meal right there. A couple chicken breasts, a sweet potato, and green veggies. That's a go-to meal. Would be a great thing to put in a Tupperware for an athlete looking to have a meal at school. On-the-go snacks. Again, protein bars. A lot of protein bars have crap in them, like sucralose and soy protein and a bunch of fillers. Stay away from that stuff. We're going to be talking about what we recommend here in a little bit. I love hard-boiled eggs. My wife cooks them up, and they keeps them in the refrigerator, and I can eat them. Almonds, keep those in your car if you're driving. Those are a great source of fat and fiber. And you can't go wrong with a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on Ezekiel bread. That's just like the go-to. You put it in a paper towel, run out the door with it. Those are good. In the evening, here are some more examples. So water again, multivitamins, tuna, avocado, and rice. All right, rice pasta, which is gluten-free. Chicken marinara, flank steak, which is a delicious lean cut of steak with some sweet potato. You could do chicken tacos. Get your chicken, your rotisserie chicken at the grocery store. It's a really good value that way. Pull it apart, throw it in some tacos. Wild caught salmon here is an opportunity to talk about wild caught versus farm raised. Whenever you're having fish, I highly recommend the wild caught version versus the farm raised. Right? There's tons of studies out there showing that so much of the good fat and so many other good things that fish have to offer is depleted through the process of being raised in a fish farm, and it's sort of disgusting as well. So go to wild caught fish. And then little dessert action. We have these green tea infused chocolates that are absolutely delicious, and a little coffee get you going at night. And then finally here, late night snacks. Protein shake, for me personally, and a lot of our athletes love to have our shakes with a little extra ice and peanut butter at night. You know, it really just makes it more like a milkshake or like a special treat, almost like a blizzard. We're big believers in beetroot juice concentrate. All right, really helps blood flow. It's going to help vasodilarity. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. You could have some frozen Greek yogurt with fruit, and then cottage cheese at night is a great source of protein because it's slower digesting. It's casein protein, and it's going to digest more slowly. So cottage cheese before you go to bed is a great thing if you're looking to get some gains out there. So let's take a look, finally, without any more talking about food. I know a lot of you guys are on here to learn about the supplements, all right? What supplements do our athletes use? And it's such a hot button issue, and I'd love to tell you. So let's see. Our solution is based on all these puzzle pieces that we talked about. So all the puzzle pieces that we have, from quality of food to macros to micros to water to the value to the convenience to nutrition timing, all this stuff, we found one solution out there. We can use any products that we want in the entire world. All right, many companies have offered us stuff, but over the last 10 years in business, we have put our name behind one brand, and this name of the brand is Isagenix. And this company is absolutely first class, and in my opinion, they make the highest quality stuff out there. We give you this information so you know it's just not this flash in the pan. We want to show you that this company's been out there for a long time. You know, they have a huge corporate headquarters in Gilbert, Arizona. The company's been around for 13, 14 years. And you can see we're growing domestically, and there's international expansion. Over $4 billion in sales. And I put this chart up here to show you right here that all of a sudden around 2010, 2011, transparency in supplements and food in the marketplace really started to hit. So right about when people started to know that they shouldn't put crap in their supplements and they can't just get away with things, Isagenix started to rise and go through the roof. And that's because they use the highest quality stuff. There's tons of third-party product testing there to make sure that what you're getting in this label is going to be exactly what it says. All right. And there's solutions for weight loss, healthy aging, and then specifically we're going to be talking about energy and performance for the final part of this webinar. So as a disclaimer, Isagenix is not a food or drug, it's not a drug company, and nothing that we say here can be used to treat or diagnose any diseases, all right? And in my opinion, our body's a miracle, and when you put the right stuff in it, it's going to perform at a very high level. So let's take a look here. First product, all right, Selene Pro Shake. So these are the shakes that all of our athletes are taking. It's 280 calories, great source of carbs, fats, protein. There's 36 grams of grass-fed, undenatured whey protein in there. All that means it's super high quality stuff. It tastes delicious. And on all the bottoms of these slides, we're going to go through about 7 or 8 products here. The bottoms of all the slides, you can see what the wholesale price is. So that's the lowest price you can get these products for. So this stuff is how I start off every single day. So convenient. They come in individually wrapped shakes. Next, there's also a version with a few less calories in it. This is the regular Selene shake. It comes in a tub or a packet. It also comes in a dairy-free form, which is sourced from brown rice and pea protein. It's absolutely delicious. So you can get this if you live a dairy-free lifestyle or you're looking to drink more plants. You can get this in a dairy-free version as well. Again, live and active enzymes, which means the small amount of lactose that is present in the regular shakes, you can digest it easy. And for me, if I have a bowl of ice cream, I am a little constipated and bloated. So I have some lactose intolerant issues, and I drink 2 or 3 of these shakes a day, the Selene Pro Shakes, and I absolutely love them. And then the dairy-free shakes are absolutely delicious too. There's also a source of just simple protein. So this is just whey protein. The first 2 products I showed you is a protein shake that has carbs, fats, vitamins, minerals, and protein. This is just your standard canister of unnatured grass-fed whey protein. So you could add this to protein shakes. You could add this to stuff like protein pancakes. You could add it to fruit smoothies that you make. Again, delicious, comes in vanilla or chocolate. The bars that we recommend, these are awesome. They come in a bunch of flavors, completely free of artificial sweeteners, just like everything with Isagenix. Again, grass-fed whey protein, low glycemic carbohydrates. So if you have some insulin sensitivity, these are a great solution, absolutely delicious, and a great value. $3 a bar. Now think about what $3 is going to get you at a gas station. Probably a low quality protein bar. And how often are you stopping for a quick sandwich at Starbucks or a protein bar at a gas station or grabbing something on the go? This is a great meal for $3. Isagenix also has an awesome fruits and a greens product. Super great source to put in water. You could put it in your shakes to get more of these superfoods in your body, these phytonutrients, these vitamins and minerals that we might have used to be able to get from fruits and vegetables, and we still can, but it might not be convenient for all of us to be eating 10, 11, 12 servings of greens and fruits throughout the day. So this stuff is delicious. Again, great value here. Ionic Supreme. Now this one is a game changer for me and a ton of our athletes and even their parents too. So Ionic Supreme is full of adaptogenic herbs. All right, and you're like, what the heck is an adaptogenic herb? You can Google it to learn about it. You could listen to me, or you could do both. So adaptogens help our body respond to stress in the environment, whether it's physical, from things that we do, whether it could be from the air we breathe, it could be any form of stress. So I like to say that the Ionic Supreme keeps our body's thermostats in good shape. So you can imagine, if you're in great shape, you could like a great house in Phoenix. It's really freaking hot in Phoenix. So if the window to this house is cracked for a long time, it's going to get uncomfortable to live in this house. So the thermostat would kick in and turn the air conditioning on and make it cooler. That's the same as this Ionic Supreme. This Ionic Supreme helps regulate our body's thermostat. It helps support our body's thermostat to keep our energy, to keep our mood where it needs to be, and also really helps with recovery in our central nervous system. So this stuff is awesome. I put this in my shakes, or I have the liquid format, like as a shot to start my day, or in the middle of the day as a pick-me-up. This EShot, I was a big skeptic of EShots because I think of, when I close my eyes, I think of gas stations, candy bars, and tobacco when I think of energy shots. And that's why I didn't use this for a long time. But when I actually looked at it and did the research and tried it myself, I found that it's the same adaptogenic herbs as in the Ionic Supreme, and 80 milligrams, not 80 grams, 80 milligrams of caffeine sourced from green tea. So it's green tea and adaptogens in a perfect shot. Love these. They're delicious cold. Really responsible energy shot if you're studying late at night, or you want to take it before a practice or before a workout. Awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. All right. We also have coffee. Like I said, the first thing we showed you guys is organic coffee. And to me, I love the taste of coffee, and 80 to 100 milligrams of caffeine is definitely proven to increase alertness and increase performance. It's not going to be a diuretic at that level. If you overuse it and abuse it, sure, it's going to be a diuretic. But I recommend, if you're going to drink coffee, drink this organic coffee. It's really good, full of also green tea extract, trace minerals, and coconut oil is all in this coffee. It's a kosher product too. So if you live that kosher lifestyle, this is a great product for you to take. A few more products here. I think we have about 4 left. These are all the amped products. So this amped product line is Isagenix version of performance products. And these are all high quality, super good for you. So this amped hydrate is the healthiest sports drink on the market, full of vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, without the artificial colors, without the artificial sweeteners, and a responsible amount of sugar. I think only 6 to 8 grams of sugar per serving, so it's really good for you. Also a great value, and it's less wasteful than buying bottles of sports drinks and wasting all that plastic. This is our pre-workout, and it also has creatine in it. It has citrulline. It's going to really help blood flow. It's going to deliver nutrients to the blood. It's going to get you working harder, working longer. I've seen great results personally with it. No stimulants, no artificial sweeteners. It's not going to make your face all itchy. It doesn't have the beta-alanine and the huge amounts that a lot of these pre-workouts have in it. So this is a tremendous product. Safe for guys and girls. Obviously, there's no difference there. And this is a great way. I take this about 20 minutes before I work out, and a lot of our high school athletes and junior college professional athletes have loved this. The beetroot juice shot that I was talking about, you could take this at night before you go to bed, if you work out early in the morning, or you could take it a couple hours before you work out. It's just going to really optimize vasodilarity, and that's just a fancy way of expanding our blood vessels, which lets our blood flow more freely, which gets you a little more of a pump, which gets more nutrients into our blood. I love the way they taste. It's like a beet and garden blend. I like them cold. Absolutely delicious product. This fuel, fantastic, guys. It's let's see, what is it like? It's like an applesauce with some molasses and branched chain amino acids in there. Super easy to digest. Mid-workout, whenever you're like between periods, in between halves of a football game or basketball game, if you're doing an endurance activity, just take a little of this. It's delicious. You mix it with water, or you drink some water with it as well. Really great for endurance. And I've seen a ton of our hockey players use these, whether it's like halfway through a private lesson, or in between periods, or even we have guys that keep them on the bench that just take down 2 or 3 of these in the course of a game. Really helps our body use these carbohydrates for energy source instead of breaking down muscle and breaking down vital things in our body for energy. And then finally, the Recover. All right, this Recover product is a great way to supplement after you work out. It's got branched chain amino acids, which you can also find in the protein shakes and the grass-fed whey protein that Isagenix has. But this is just a great way to get even more branched chain amino acids into your body after your workout. Again, delicious, no artificial sweeteners, really great product, comes in that raspberry lemonade flavor. So you're saying, all right, how the heck do I do this? Like we said in the preface, we want to teach you guys how to get these products, because in addition to our whole foods diet, we can supplement to get more consistency, all right, and to feel like we're really optimizing our performance. So you open up a wholesale account, real simple. Everything is done online. So you're opening up a wholesale account. It's $30 for a 1-year membership, just like Costco or Sam's Club. So you get your wholesale membership. You'll get a username and password, and then you can order the products online. So you select your products from these packs. Now these are the packs that we recommend and our athletes use for performance. So the most popular one here is our performance pack. You get all these products that we were talking about, almost all the products that we were talking about in this piece, and it's going to be about $9 a day for your first 30 days. So about $270. You're getting 30 days worth of shakes. You're getting the fuel, the Nox, the pre and post, the hydrate, the Ionics, and those EShots. So this is the most popular pack, hands down, to really get a good feel of all these performance products. If you're interested in getting a performance pack, but you want some other things too, you can customize it and get what you see here, plus a $100 voucher. So if you want to get bars, you want to get a bunch of bars, you want to get more, shakes. So you get what you see here, plus a $100 voucher to really fill out this pack. And again, same price, $270. This is an athlete's pack. Back in the day, before they had all the performance products, like when I got started with Isagenix products 4 years ago, this is the pack I got started with because they didn't have any of the performance products. But this will get you the regular shakes, the replenish, the Ionics, the grass-fed whey protein, and some bars at under $7 a day. Great way to get started if you're looking for a less budget. And then finally, our youth athletes pack really focuses on 2 boxes of bars. It says 1, it's actually 2. So 2 boxes of Isoline bars, 2 things of shakes, and 2 things of replenish. And this would be a great way for like a youth athlete to really optimize their performance, get those high quality meals and electrolytes in their system at a great value. So like I said, in conclusion, health is at the foundation of every activity, and nutrition is at the foundation of our health. All right? And we want to see how strong is your desire to be a consistent performer, to optimize your performance, to get stronger, to recover faster. Now, is it something that you just want? Is it an idea in your mind? Are you just thinking about it? Wanting isn't a very strong word. All right? Everyone wants to be better. Everyone wants consistency. But the first step is really choosing. So you go from wanting, thinking about it, saying, oh, that would be nice, to choosing, actually taking action. So my goal for you guys is to take action and take this information, all the puzzle pieces, understanding that activity iceberg, taking all the puzzle pieces, taking that day in the life of one of our athletes' nutrition, and then taking these Isagenix products and combining them and really choosing to optimize your performance. And what it comes down to is committing. Once you make that choice, we need to consistently commit to those choices and having discipline. So, packing those healthy lunches, doing that meal prep on Sunday night, bringing your shake, bringing your shaker cup full of water with your rubber bands on it, really committing to this stuff and not just thinking about it, not just doing it one time, but committing to it and having that consistency. And that's my goal for all you guys, is to take this information and for you to be inspired to commit to consistency and commit to optimizing your performance. So in conclusion, thank you guys for investing now 40 minutes of your time with me. Please share this webinar with anyone that you feel would see value in this. And here's my email address, like I said, zach.sickich@gmail.com. shoot me an email, ask me any questions. If you're interested in getting started with Isagenix, you can email me or contact the person that sent you this video, and they can get you started, because that's how you open up your account with someone that's already got started with an account. So shoot me any of your questions, talk to the person that sent you this video, and again, my goal is for you guys to take this information and not just learn, but be inspired to take action. So have a great day, have a great night, and we'll talk to everyone soon.